pop hit station. Playing all the songs you love from the 80s and 90s, Prime is the at-work station you listen to all day long. Playing the greatest hits on earth. 94.5 Prime FM.
99 FM KSKG is the #1 station in Salina and Manhattan. Home to Bobby Bones in the morning and afternoons with Shane McClintock. 99 KG delivers the best of today's hot country with concerts, contests, and 40-minute music sweeps every hour. 99 KG is Central Kansas's home for new country.
97.5 FM KJCK is Central Kansas's station for all the hits. The most hit music every hour to get you through your day. Power Hits 97.5 is a highly rated top 40 station playing today's best music, serving Salina with the perfect blend of current hits. All the hits, all the time. Power Hits 97.5.
SalinaPost.com is Salina's #1 news source. Our local news team has their fingers on the pulse of the city, breaking important stories impacting our community. Salina Post is also your home for live streaming local sports. Your 24/7 local news leader, SalinaPost.com.
Eagle Radio Salina is more than just your favorite radio stations. We are your creative partner for the web. We can craft digital marketing plans unique to your needs. Our creative team creates amazing digital ads for the web. We also offer outstanding video production for your website, YouTube, Facebook, Hulu, and more. Let our Eagle team help you soar. Discover the power of today's radio and digital platforms.
KINA 910 AM and 107.5 FM is the #1 talk radio station in Salina, featuring Coffee Talk in the mornings with Sean Hannity and Mark Levin in the afternoons. KINA is your stadium for the world champion Kansas City Chiefs and the home of Southeast of Saline sports. Local news, sports, and talk. KINA 910 AM and 107.5 FM.
94.5 FM KG Prime is Salina's favorite classic pop hit station. Playing all the songs you love from the 80s and 90s, Prime is the at-work station you listen to all day long. Playing the greatest hits on earth. 94.5 Prime FM.
99 FM KSKG is the #1 station in Salina and Manhattan. Home to Bobby Bones in the morning and afternoons with Shane McClintock. 99 KG delivers the best of today's hot country with concerts, contests, and 40-minute music sweeps every hour. 99 KG is Central Kansas's home for new country.
97.5 FM KJCK is Central Kansas's station for all the hits. The most hit music every hour to get you through your day. Power Hits 97.5 is a highly rated top 40 station playing today's best music, serving Salina with the perfect blend of current hits. All the hits, all the time. Power Hits 97.5.
SalinaPost.com is Salina's #1 news source. Our local news team has their fingers on the pulse of the city, breaking important stories impacting our community. Salina Post is also your home for live streaming local sports. Your 24/7 local news leader, SalinaPost.com.
Eagle Radio Salina is more than just your favorite radio stations. We are your creative partner for the web. We can craft digital marketing plans unique to your needs. Our creative team creates amazing digital ads for the web. We also offer outstanding video production for your website, YouTube, Facebook, Hulu, and more. Let our Eagle team help you soar. Discover the power of today's radio and digital platforms.
Able to reverse that, and we kind of saw from that tournament on this uprise and this uptick in, the Southeast Saline team and kind of where they are now, being a perennial, state contender. But yeah, Hugoton seems to be that common factor. That's what makes this tournament so good. We know that Hugoton and Scott City, they travel a long ways to get here, but they add that flavor. You always know that they're going to be both extremely well coached, and you never like being in the same tournament as a team that's in your league. And it's the same thing that Southeast is doing as well. There's a couple league teams, but when you can face good competition, you don't care who it is, and it'll be fun to see these two teams. This hasn't been a matchup that we've seen a lot, and that's what makes tournament basketball a lot of fun. That's why you come to tournaments, is to play teams that you normally would not see.
We'll step away here on Countdown to Tip-Off. We'll dig in deeper to this. We'll have starters for you and the start of this one. We're about 7.5 minutes away. We'll take a 3-minute timeout here on Countdown to Tip-Off. It's brought to you by L&L Advisors as we get you ready for Southeast of Saline Lady Trojan Basketball in the championship game at Sterling on KINA.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
And the second free throw is good. The Trojans have called timeout to make some important decisions.
Hi, fans. It's Winnell Garrettson from Salina Homes. In every game, there are lots of options to make the right play. And in real estate, the plays can be challenging. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing for the family, investing in rentals or commercial property, or selling land, I have the knowledge to help you win your real estate game. It's sure to be a slam dunk when I serve as your realtor. Buy or sell, call Winnell.
Attention deer hunters and land managers. Join Phillips Seed Wildlife for the Whitetail Management Summit on March 1st in Oswego, Kansas. Hear from Don Higgins of the Chasing Giants podcast, nationally recognized deer veterinarian Dr. Clifford Shipley, and Wes Delks, Whitetail Land Management Consultant. Elevate your whitetail management game. To register, Google Whitetail Summit 2025 or call 785-949-2204. That's 949-2204. Reserve your spot today. Spaces are limited.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Hi, this is Angela Gephardt from the Bank of Tuscan, and I'm still cheering on SES Trojans. Just like a great basketball team, we're here to assist, pass, and score big with you with our lineup of winning banking products. Whether you're looking to save with our traditional high-yield savings account, earn with Kasasa-free checkings, or secure your future with competitive loan options, we've got the tools to help you slam dunk your financial goals. Stop by one of our branches or visit Bank of Tuscan to learn more. The Bank of Tuscan, member FDIC.
At Maury Clinic Sports Medicine, we are available when you need us most. I'm Dr. Andrew Westbrook, and I am the sports medicine physician at Maury Clinic. I see patients of all ages and help them come back stronger than ever. From broken bones to joint pain, my team and I are committed to help you do more. For those with sports injuries, come see us at our sports medicine walk-in clinic Monday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Prevent, recover, and strengthen so you can perform your best. Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Make your move with confidence.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Back here in the Equity Bank broadcast booth, Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith, waiting the championship game start here between Southeast of Saline's girls and the Scott City Beavers. Scott City got here via a first-round victory. They were able to defeat Hutch Trinity. After Scott City came in as the number 3 seed, they got by Hutch Trinity 61-19. Then in the second round, that game against Hugoton that we talked about, where Scott City was able to prevail in that game 46-34. For Southeast of Saline, they had a first-round game where they were able to defeat the home team, the host team of the tournament, in Sterling 53-17. And then last night, Southeast of Saline defeated Kingman 42-37. And about 21 hours after that game and the victory over Kingman, Tyler, your opinion of that game? I think it was a good game for Southeast of Saline to kind of fight off that resilient physical opponent, right? And we really didn't know how good Kingman was. We didn't know if Southeast was playing down or Kingman was playing up. After seeing Kingman today in that third-place game against Hugoton, I think they're a good basketball team.
Devin, I think we'll both agree you're not hanging that game from last night like in the Louvre or in the James Naismith Hall of Fame. Like, it was an ugly basketball game. But, you know, as you kind of dissect it, like you said, the way they played against Hugoton, maybe Kingman just wasn't, you know, their record didn't depict the type of team they were. I thought Hugoton played really well last night. They did a lot of things that remind me of like a a Southeast of Saline team, 4 or 5 years back, when maybe the talent wasn't there, but they just had so much grit and grind, and they really made the game ugly. And Southeast struggled with that. And I thought Kingman played extremely well. But it's not a beauty contest, right? And I think that's one thing that, we've gotten so used to seeing Southeast just kind of run away from teams. I mean, what a great, last 7-game stretch that we've seen. There's going to be ugly wins there, and an ugly win, I always say, it's kind of more fun from our perspective than a pretty loss, So, regardless, both teams entered this game 2-0. That's how you have to look at it. You don't look at last night. You're here. You're in the championship game. Everything's still ahead of you.
Look at the Scott City team. As we said, they defeated Hugoton last night to get to this contest. They came in as the team into the tournament 4-5. Now with those 2 wins that they have in the first round and the semifinal, they have put their record now on a winning side, and they are off to a little bit of a roll here lately. They were 3-5 when this tournament was seeded, so they have won a few games in a row now. This is their 4th tournament appearance. This year they are directed by head coach Justin Farreau, and they will start Kendall Gentry, a 5'5" senior. She leads the team in assists at about 2 assists a game. She also scores 6 points and gets 3 rebounds a contest. Piper Fox is the leading scorer and one of the leading rebounders on this team. She averages 8.5 points a game, 5.5 rebounds. She's a 5'11 junior. Krissa Irvin, a 5'5 junior, scores 6 points a game, 2.5 rebounds. Avery Lewis is a 5'9 senior, 8 points, 3.5 rebounds. And Megan Trout, a 5'10 senior, 8.5 points and 5 rebounds. The only 2 players that have scored in double digits in both games of this tournament so far are Katie Weathers, a 5'8 sophomore who comes off the bench, and Megan Trout, that 5'10 senior I just told you about. Weathers is averaging 10 points a game in this tournament. Trout is averaging 12 points a game in this tournament. When you look at the scoring for the Scott City team, it's a lot like Southeast of Saline. You don't know where the scoring is going to come from on any given night, and that can make it hard to guard.
No, you're exactly right. And it's also the minutes that they play. They'll go deep. They'll go 9 deep. We've seen Southeast go 8 or 9 deep as well. So it's not going to be one of those opportunities where you get everybody and you kind of find a mismatch. Like they'll sub as well. They got a lot of athletes. It's a very long and athletic team and a very well-disciplined team. And we'll get more into that, as this game goes. But there's going to be a lot of players on the court. If you're watching at home, you're trying to keep a book, be ready. Sharpen your pencil because there's going to be a lot of players in and out for both teams.
Southeast of Saline, they come in. They're 9-2 overall. They have won now 7 in a row, and they have been on a roll. They've won 9 of their last 10 under the direction of head coach Shauna Smith, who is in her 9th season. She's assisted by Steve Reedy and Kylie Holmes. We'll go over the starters. Let's lead it with senior Addison Rohr, 5'7" senior, averages 3 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist per game. Abba Pearson is a 5'7" junior. She averages 10.5 points a game, also 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Sutton Douglas is a 5'7" junior, 6.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and an assist per game. The 2 freshmen in the backcourt, Reese Heinrich, a 5'1" freshman, 7 points, 3.5 rebounds, and an assist per game. And Kaya Samuelson, a 5'7" freshman, leads the team in scoring, steals, and assists. She gets 11 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and also, as I said, leads the squad in steals. So it's Heinrich, Samuelson, Rohr, Douglas, Pearson to start on the floor for Southeast of Saline. For the Scott City Lady Beavers, they will start Gentry, Fox, Irvin, Lewis, and Trout to start out here for the Beavers, who come in at 6-5. Southeast of Saline at 9-2. Southeast of Saline will be the home team, sending to the right of the scores table. Scott City will wear their dark blues, trimmed in Carolina blue and a little bit of white, setting to the left of the scores table as the visiting team. Tyler Smith, your new image audio, keys to success to get a championship for Southeast of Saline.
Devin, it's all about embracing the opportunity, okay? Like, the reason why midseason tournaments are so great is because you get atmospheres like this. Like, Sterling always does a great job. This has a sub-state championship feel to it. There's great support from both sides. It's a loud gym. It's a good gym. It's going to be fun, but you have to embrace it, right? Like, that's why you play these games, prepare you for, what's potentially coming up. So there's going to be successes, there's going to be failures, but embrace it and let's go. I mean, like, it's going to be history for either team. One of these teams is going to get their first Sterling Invitational tournament, and that's not a slight because this tournament's a big-time tournament. There's big-time teams that come here. Both teams understand that. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Ball in the air. Samuelson in the center circle along with Scott City's Piper Fox. It'll be Piper Fox winning the tip, and Scott City starting out with the basketball. Southeast of Saline here on defense, wearing their home white jerseys trimmed in purple. The Beavers with the basketball. Scott City, as I said, they have both girls and guys in the championship games here tonight. That boys game will follow this one. You would think the gym would be loaded with Beavers, but Southeast of Saline's crowd right there, it's about 50-50.
And that's something we've just grown accustomed to seeing from Southeast. They travel. It doesn't matter where the game's going to be played. They're going to come. There's a lot of purple in this gym tonight.
You can watch it online if you could not make it to Sterling College for this championship game. It is on SalinaPost.com, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Here's an interior pass for Avery Lewis in the middle of the paint. First score of the game goes to Scott City. Here's Southeast of Saline now, down the other end of the floor. Samuelson, a little drive to the baseline on the left, had a tough shot, couldn't get it to go, and the rebound off of Addison Rohr out of bounds. It'll go back to Scott.
And Devin, that possession from Scott City was impressive. It was about a 45-second offensive possession. They just continue to move the ball around. They're going to be very X's and O's. You're not going to see a lot of transition from them. They're not going to force a lot of bad shots. They're going to work the offense. They're going to go old school. If you want to start complaining about a shot clock, it'd be about this team, but we're not going to do that. It's not this level. That's just how they play. They work the ball around, very, very disciplined.
Here's a pass that's taken away. Reese Heinrich, the freshman, has it. First turnover of the game belongs to Scott City. Southeast of Saline on their offensive end for the second time. Samuelson fakes it right, now comes back left to Douglas. Now Pearson has it in the corner along the baseline. Abba returns the back center of the floor to Reese Heinrich. Over to Samuelson. She'll stop and pop. Right elbow. Too strong, no good. Kaya trying to get her own rebound. Two Southeast players on the deck, and they're going to call this a jump ball situation. The arrow will keep it with Southeast of Saline and a chance to run some baseline offense.
And right there you saw Kaya, like a little ball fake, gets herself to near the elbow, goes up for the shot. That's a shot you'll take. But you're going to see two conflicting offenses, right? Like Shauna Smith wants to run with the Lady Trojans. She wants to go. Scott City wants to slow it down.
Samuelson, a step back three on the inbounds. Puts Southeast of Saline out in front by one.
And I love it. That's, when you talk about embracing the opportunity, it's these freshmen that have to kind of feel this environment and just go. And that's not been a problem with them all season. They don't care where they're playing. They'll go play in a backyard somewhere.
Inside, outside, Scott City tries a three-pointer. That's no good. Rebound taken out of the inside by Piper Fox. Scott City now returning the ball around here. Avery Lewis has it in the corner. Now she tries to get to the lane, right-hand side, and they play it back out to Kendall Gentry. The senior now over to the left-hand side, and this three-pointer is up and good. It's Avery Lewis. She has all five of Scott City's points here early on.
And again, we say this a lot about Southeast, how you move the ball from sideline to sideline. Scott City did a great job right there. The Southeast zone just didn't get there in time. Wide open three, nailed by Lewis.
Guards playing catch along the perimeter. Now Abba Pearson will step in. She'll take a shot that glances off the rim to the right. Scott City has it back. Leading 5-3. 5:14 left to go here, first period. Down low, a traveling violation that time. A nice defensive job by Addison Rohr. She coaxed one of the taller players for Scott City into a travel. That was Piper Fox.
Yeah, it's Fox right there, and that's exactly what you want to do for your Southeast. You want to speed Scott City up. Scott City wants to slow things down. They want to get in that half-court offense. They want to move the ball from sideline to sideline, from deep, and they get it down low. But if you could speed them up a little bit, that's where you're going to have success. And we want to see that transition game go. We talked about it last night. The set offense wasn't great from Southeast. We see Scott City in a man-to-man defense. So that's something you want to do. You want to get that game sped up and try to get some easy buckets.
Viales and Reagan Duran check in for Southeast of Saline. They'll give Heinrich and Sutton Douglas their first breaks. Reagan has it on the right-hand side. Duran now to Samuelson. Kaya Samuelson down the middle of the paint. Leaner is up and good. Kaya Samuelson and Avery Lewis trading baskets, one from each team, and it's 5-5.
Well, and the help never came. Samuelson just continued to drive to the bucket. I thought the help was going to come from Scott City. It never came. Great finish from Samuelson.
Lewis got Addison Rohr in the air, took a shot. That's no good. Rohr was fighting off Duran for the rebound. Ball popped free. Addison got control of it, and then she was fouled by Megan Trout. Two substitutions for Scott City into the game. Katie Weathers, we talked about her. She's averaging double-digit scoring off the bench for Scott City. Also into the game is 5'6" senior Mackenzie Metzger.
Yeah, Weathers a lot. Going back to the Scott City bench, like Reagan Durant, you're getting a score that can get double figures coming off the bench is always a huge thing to have. You see Addison Rohr right there bury the 18-footer. Not a shot we've seen her hit a lot this year. We've seen her have success in years past. Love the stroke from the senior.
Southeast up by 2. Addison Rohr, she was just about a foot inside the three-point line there. As you said, we don't see that very often, if often at all, from Addison Rohr. Here's a three-pointer missed by Scott City. They get their own rebound, though. A couple of second-chance possessions here for Scott City in the first quarter. Beavers get it inside. Here's a tie-up. Addison Rohr comes over. The arrow will keep it with Scott City, but it will flip, and defense continues for Southeast of Saline. Heinrich back into the game. She'll bring with her Sarah Feldman. Out of the contest will be Samuelson and Durant. So the shuffling continues. In for Scott City will be Kaylee Felker, a junior, and Peyton Gentry, a sophomore.
Boy, I'm glad you're on top of that. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of subs.
7-5, Southeast of Saline. Entry pass almost denied there by Viales. It's chased down in the corner by the Beavers. Now a low, lazy pass that gets into the paint. Scott City saves it, though. Felker fell down trying to save it. There's a left-handed shot on the inside. Rebound goes off 2 sets of hands. Lands in the lap of Abba Pearson. Here comes Abigail across the timeline. Fires left to Heinrich. Open from 3, left-hand side. Reese Heinrich got the tray. The first basket of the game, and another three-pointer for Southeast of Saline. They lead it by 5.
Yeah, Pearson did a great job. She secured that offensive rebound, just pushes. You can't give Heinrich any space. Great finish from the freshman, Reese Heinrich.
3:09 left to go first quarter. 10-5, Southeast of Saline leading this game. They were down 3-2. They have gone on an 8-0 run. Here's a shot by Scott City. That's no good. And Viales on the deck, diving on her belly to save that possession. Here comes Pearson with it. Abba, middle of the floor. Looks to the right. She'll give Feldman the ball. Her first offensive touch. Now to Addison Rohr. Heinrich open. College depth. She gets it off the right-hand side. It died off the rim. And Scott City pulls it out. Boy, that one I thought was going to go too.
And Devin, we've talked about this in years past. There's a lot of three-point lines out there. There's 3 of them. There's a high school. There's a college. I don't even know what the red one is. I don't know which one is collegiate, which one is not. But sometimes you just kind of get lost. And a lot of these kids these days, they're not like us. They just shoot from anywhere. Not a bad shot.
Girls and guys collegiate, right?
We should know this.
Yeah.
I do not.
So they have to actually probably tape in that blue line.
Yeah, that blue
tournament.
line's definitely taped. Looks nice and smooth.
Yep.
Sometimes you just get lost.
Here is a deep 3, left-hand side for Scott City. That miss is no good. Heinrich down low trying to battle for the rebound. Did her best to box out, but she was outmatched that time by the 5'8 sophomore Peyton Gentry. Gentry is fouled on the putback, and she will have a couple of free throws coming her way as Reese Heinrich gets the first foul of the game for Southeast of Saline. Each team has 1 foul.
And Devin, I love that officiating right there. Heinrich had position, but Heinrich wasn't the taller player. You saw Gentry sky over as the free throws missed. So there wasn't a foul for what a lot of fans want to say over the back. That wasn't the foul. The foul was then Heinrich's body never moved. It was just in an unfortunate position. The foul's on Heinrich. Good call. Gentry to the free throw line for a second.
Samuelson and Douglas into the game. Gentry gets the second free throw after missing the first. It'll be Rohr and Pearson coming out for their first break. And Heinrich airmails one over the top of Samuelson. It's the first turnover for Southeast of Saline.
And Devin,
6 minutes without a turnover.
You said this the other night, right there, a turnover, and you said that Reese was a self-corrector. She immediately knew that it was on her. She didn't put the blame on anybody else. She's kind of like, that's on me, that's on me. Again, that's enjoying this environment of having just, a great defense, great structure, just figuring out how to get through it.
Here's a pitch out, Scott City. They fake the 3. Now come in for a free throw jumper that's no good. Viales way up high. Gets the rebound for Southeast. 1:35 left to go. Opening quarter, 10-6. Southeast of Saline leading by 4. They have the basketball. Samuelson dancing with a defender on the right-hand side. That ball gets poked free, and they're going to call it over and back.
Yeah.
Boy, they're going to correct themselves here. The official on the other side said he had it. And they're still going to give it. They're going to say she established possession and then slid into the backcourt. I don't know about that. The ball was deflected, but the question is when the possession was established.
And, yes, we can get into this. So Sutton needs to know right there, if that's going to be maybe a questionable, opportunity, get both feet on the backcourt so you're not in there, and then possession never established. Regardless, you play.
There's the self-adjusting call, a traveling down low. That will be the third turnover for Scott City.
And Devin, it's so easy to officiate from our perspective. I looking back at last night's film, I don't think I was fair verbally to the officials, and I feel horrible for that because I've also, worn the stripes, as most of us have. But the game's way faster down there than it is from here, from your computer screen, from your radio. Like, it's not always easy.
Fiales comes out. She had good minutes in there for Southeast. Sutton Douglas back in. Samuelson collects the defense over to Heinrich for 3. That one arced over the rim, but lands right in the lap of Sutton Douglas, who catches it in for 2. Sutton Douglas becomes the 4th Southeast player to score in this first quarter. 12-6, Southeast of Saline. And a blocking foul over on the left wing of Scott City's offense.
And that's something we're seeing with the Scott City offense. They're going baseline and they're driving baseline. That's something, if you're Southeast Saline, you've got to take that baseline away, force them back into the defense. It's too easy right there, and Pearson knows it.
12-6, 49 seconds left to go here, first quarter. Southeast of Saline leading. Scott City with the ball. Here's a shot inside. Comes off the rim, no good. Samuelson with the rebound. She one-hand bounce passes out to Abba Pearson, who wants to give it back to her. Kaya will take the basketball. Now back to Abba. Abigail between her legs. Now she goes to Heinrich. Now left-hand side, Samuelson. Little ball fake. Sets up the defender. Takes it to the baseline. Now back out. Over to Pearson. Now to Heinrich. Clock down to 25. Samuelson pulls the trigger from 3. Why not? Kaya Samuelson has 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. She has 8 points in this opening 8. 15-6. Southeast up by 9. Trying to get a stop now before the end of the first. 10 seconds left on the clock. Scott City gets it at the elbow. Now they kick it back out. 5 seconds left on the clock. Here's a 3-ball right wing. That'll go in.
Nice.
Mackenzie Metzger, her first basket. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. 18-9 our score. Southeast of Saline leading Scott City at the end of 1. You're listening to Lady Trojan Basketball on KINA and also watching live stream video on SalinaPost.com. It's brought to you by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Visit Suburban Appliance Center in Salina to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash, thanks to the 2-in-1 removable agitator. With a flexible capacity, you can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items like jeans. Shop now at Suburban Appliance Center and get twice the washer you have at home. Suburban Appliance Center in Salina, located at 1900 South 9th Street, or check them out at suburbanappliancecenter.com.
When crop and weather conditions are just right, you need to bale as much as you can, as fast as you can, all while putting up the highest quality product possible. Case IH round balers have the reputation as the hardest working balers in the business to consistently build dense bales with square shoulders that don't sag. No matter the crop or field condition, bale more with Case IH round balers. With easier maintenance and serviceability, you'll spend more time where it counts. In the field, baling hay. Ready to build a better bale? Contact Can Equip in Solomon.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Welcome back to the Equity Bank broadcast booth at Sterling College. Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith, 15-9. Southeast of Saline leads Scott City as we begin second quarter action. Glad you could join us. Also, congratulations to Francis Flax and the Southeast of Saline guys. They will capture a 5th place finish, going 2-1 in the Sterling tournament. Today they beat Smoky Valley over at Sterling High School.
And right there you saw a steal on Heinrich. Heinrich commits the turnover right there. Scott City runs up down the floor, but you saw just the great hustle. Sutton Douglas ends up falling. Didn't matter. Everybody else helped her out. An errant pass from Scott City. Again, they get in transition. They're a little bit different than they are when they want to go slow.
Here's Southeast of Saline now with that basketball back.
Yeah.
As they will go to the offensive end, and a traveling violation on Southeast. 2 straight turnovers now for Southeast of Saline. They turn it over twice in the first 23 seconds. They went the entire first quarter with only 2 turnovers.
Yeah, you saw right there, we knew what Ava wanted to do, and Ava knew what she wanted to do, which is just really good defense from Scott City. Just stood their ground. Ava travels. Good defense. Just tip your cap, go back and do it on the other side.
How about this zone defense here that Southeast is playing? They are traditionally a man-to-man first defense, but they're mixing it up here in this first half.
Yeah, I think it's the height and the length that kind of concerns the Lady Trojans right now. As you see a nice shot right there, buried by Avery Lewis. And Avery Lewis now has 7. But it's going to be very similar to kind of, how we saw this team defensively play against Clay Center. There's a lot of bigs, a lot of length. I don't know if you can go man-to-man with them because you're worried about switches and you don't want to get in trouble, so you're just going to go zone.
Here's a ball now stripped away from Sutton Douglas. Megan Trout took it away. 2-on-1 break. Scott City's going to turn it over. Kaya Samuelson was the only one back, but Scott City mishandled that one, and they turn it over for the 5th time in this game.
Well, and Devin, I thought Megan Trout did a good job, but she's got to know as a post player, you got to get that ball up to a guard immediately, and that's exactly, I think Kaya kind of sensed that. She did a good job just settling back, letting an errant pass go. It's a good job from Samuelson, just put a little pressure on the post player.
3-on-2, press break here. Pearson's going to go to the rack on the right-hand side and draw the foul. That was a great job by Southeast breaking that press. They got the ball in the middle of the floor, and once you do that, most of the time that press is going to be killed, but Pearson continued to smash that accelerator. She got to the right-hand side of the lane and was able to work around a Southeast teammate and get to the rim.
Well, and Devin, I think it was Sutton that did a great job just holding her offensive ground, kind of set a screen without setting a screen right there as the first free throw goes. But again, just knowing she knows how Abba plays. Abba wants to attack. She wasn't going to look to spring free. She just knew if she stood her ground, Abba could go and get this opportunity at the free throw line.
First free throw is up and good. Second free throw, high bounce off the rim. That will not go in. 1 of 2 at the free throw line for Abba Pearson. They said that was just the first foul on Megan Trout. I have her for 2. I had her getting the other Scott City foul as well. See how that plays out. Down low, Addison Rohr playing defense once again. Her and Sutton Douglas holding down the inside along the block area. Scott City works it back top of the circle, trailing Southeast of Saline by 5. Couple of dribbles and then pitch outs. Here's a ball that dives off the back of the rim. Trout gets the rebound, and then she is fouled and knocked to the floor. Sutton Douglas in the area there. She will get the foul.
Sutton Douglas. And Douglas right there, good position. Just the bigger player got the board right there, and I thought Megan Trout it was a good fight down low, and then all of a sudden Sutton kind of got herself off balance a little bit after not getting that defensive rebound. Trout just fought for it a little bit harder. That's all right. We'll take Sutton Douglas anytime for a defensive rebound. So you're coming out with 1 foul, and Vialis just continues to come in and provide that spark. Let's see if she can do it again right now.
Annabelle Viala is into the game. Both free throws up and good for Trout. 16-13. Southeast of Saline still leading by 3. Their biggest lead was 9 points. That was back when it was 16-7. Or excuse me, 15-9. There's a shot put up. That's no good. Viala's down low, trying to save it for Southeast. They're going to go to the table to the arrow, and it'll be in favor of Scott City.
All right, and here's where the sophomore Vialis did something great and then just kind of makes a sophomore mistake. Like she skies. She doesn't let rebounds come to her. She attacks it. She did a great job attacking the high. No need for that power dribble. Your feet are already there. You got to figure out a way to get that ball back up, a little off balance. You don't need that power dribble. That power dribble happened. All of a sudden, Scott City was all over it.
Beavers with the basketball. A little high-low entry there along the baseline. Shot is deflected, missed. Samuelson comes out with it. Here comes Kaya up the left-hand sideline. Stops in front of the scorer's table. Throws a long pass to the opposite side of the floor. Reagan Duran has it. Now she'll skip it through the defense. Pearson, a guarded 3. Splashes it home. Abigail Pearson rings the bell from the left-hand side.
Yeah, and again, ball goes sideline to sideline. The defense just came a little bit late. They still got there. Still a hand in the face. Just a big-time shot from number 33 in white.
Back to a 6-point lead. Scott City trying to answer. Their 3-pointer won't go, but the putback will. Nice job following that shot in for Avery Lewis.
Yeah, and Lewis just attacked. She came from the top of the key. Nobody got a body on her. It might be the easiest basket she scores all night.
Reagan Duran has it. Out to Samuelson. She tried baseline. Now she'll come back out. Duran over to the right-hand side to Addison Rohr. Rohr bounce pass picked up by Samuelson. She'll pull the 3. That's no good. Rattled in and out. And the rebound to Scott City. 4:39 left to go. Second quarter. Here come the Beavers back the other way. An open 3. That one's going to be strong. Rebound. Duran down low. Reagan rips it out of there, then keeps it away from a defender.
And Devin, that's back-to-back defensive possessions that Duran's paid dividends. We saw her do a great job sealing off the baseline right there earlier in the first possession. That second possession right there, just grabbing a big-time defensive rebound.
Pearson with it down low. Rohr is open. Here comes the defender, and the basket is not going to count. They're going to call the bump on the floor, and that'll be the second team foul against Scott City.
Yeah, and I think that's a foul that obviously we would love to see the and one opportunity. I think it's a really good call. That foul was coming on the floor. Rohr got there quick. It looked like right there Irvin just got there a little bit late. Again, we want that to be an and one opportunity. I think it's a good call from the officials.
Samuelson out along with Rohr. Heinrich and Douglas back in. They'll join Pearson, Viales, and Duran. Viales tried to hit Duran down low, and that ball's going to be stripped and taken away. Turnover number 5 for Southeast of Saline. Here comes Scott City back up the floor. Working it into the high post. Now a drive and a shot put up. That's no good. It goes out of bounds, and it will be deflected and stay here with Scott City. That time Piper Fox was defended well on the inside by Southeast.
Yeah, Devin, I love to watch players use their 2 steps efficiently, and I thought Piper Fox did a great job right there. I mean, it didn't look normal. It was very abnormal, and she just took 2 huge giant steps and created that situation.
Here's a long 3 for Scott City. Count it. Kendall Gentry with a 3. And a timeout called from Scott City. 3:49 left to play. It is a full timeout as we work our way towards halftime. Scott City got a 3-pointer. They are within 1. Southeast leads at 19-18 here on KINA.
You're telling me your driver can turn you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor is running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
Suit up for your next Southeast of Saline game day with Trojan gear from CopyCo. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more available off the rack or customized. At CopyCo, they offer all the printing and custom apparel you need at the prices and fast turnaround you've come to expect over the last 30 years as your local hometown print shop. Whether you're a diehard Trojan fan, a coach planning the next big event, or a business looking to sponsor the team, they've got everything you need to show your Southeast of Saline spirit. CopyCo, more than just a copy center, a proud sponsor of Southeast of Saline.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
3:44 left to go. Back here at Sterling College in the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith. Reagan Durant tried to drive baseline, has a tip taken away. 2 players fall out of bounds, but Scott City keeps it. And I think they're going to check on the first one that went to the floor. It's Piper Fox, and make sure she's okay. So slight stoppage in play there, but another turnover on Southeast of Saline.
And right there, I saw in the timeout, it looked like Coach Shauna Smith was telling Reagan Duran, look to score, and Reagan Duran drives baseline right there. All of a sudden caught herself in a double team, makes it a really difficult pass opportunity. It's a turnover on Duran, but you got to see her drive and go to the bucket.
Wide open Scott City player down low, and they're going to find her in a 2-pointer up and in by Krista Irvin. Scott City has taken a 1-point lead, 20-19. And now a foul will be called on the Beavers. 6 turnovers so far here, Tyler, for Southeast of Saline. 3 of them have come on that right block area.
Yeah, they have, but you're seeing that they're still wanting to attack that baseline. We talked about how the outlook that Southeast wants to have. The scouting report is they're going to play them a lot like Clay Center. We saw them have a lot of success on that baseline. You're seeing Abbott drive it right there, draws the foul. I think that's where your success needs to come from.
Pearson kind of bobbled the inbounds attempt, but she gets it into Samuelson. It comes back to Pearson for the 3. That's no good. And the rebound taken out of there by Scott City. Here they come back the other way. Mackenzie Metzger has it. She'll leave it off to the left-hand side. Now an open shooter over there for a 3. That's no good. High rebound taken in by Heinrich down low. Reese doing a good job, as she always does, box it out down there on the blocks. Here's Pearson with it now. She'll return it back to Heinrich in the middle. Swings around through Samuelson, now to Rohr. Pearson with it. She comes back to the left. Good ball movement around the perimeter here by Southeast of Saline. Sutton Douglas working inside. It's a 4-out-1 in offense. 2:30 left to go, second quarter. Southeast trailing by 1. Inside, Douglas. She goes one-on-one.
Wow.
Scores with the left hand. Sutton Douglas with a power move down low, one-on-one.
And right there, you see that 4-by-1 offense, and Douglas just continued to follow the basketball right there. She sealed the defender off. It's a great finish from Sutton.
Inside, Scott City trying to do the same with Megan Trout. That one won't go down. Good stop there, Addison Rohr. Up the right-hand sideline, Pearson. Pearson sets up the defender. Crossed her over, went to the baseline, now gets back. She's waving Samuelson out of the way, and she'll pass it to Reese Heinrich. Now Kaya Samuelson has it. She goes to the paint. Contacted with a shot and a free throw trip coming up for Kaya Samuelson.
And good. We see Kaya do this quite a bit. When she sees a defender off or when she sees anything that's going on, she's going to try to attack. And right there, I think very fortunate call for Southeast. I thought the defender was straight up from Scott City. It looks like it's going to be Felkler's first. But Samuelson will attack, and she missed the first free throw. It's got to be something we've got to start tightening up. I think that, during the 7 straight wins, we've seen a lot of good free throw shooting, something that's lacked a little bit last night.
Scott City has 5 team fouls in this first half. Nobody has more than 1. Samuelson missed both the free throws. So Kaya still with 8 points. She scored all those in the first quarter. 1:47 left to go here before halftime. 21-20. Southeast of Saline leading by 1. The big surge to end the first for the Lady Trojans, and then Scott City hit a 3 at the end of the quarter. Was able to carry that momentum into the second. They have a couple of shots out of here. That won't go down. It's cleared out by Sutton Douglas.
And that's a bullet dodged by Southeast. Nobody's on that backside. Gave Scott City a nice, easy rebound. Just another shot missed from Scott City. Southeast survived that possession.
Pearson with it now. Samuelson now. Rohr. Heinrich on the right. They go back into Douglas. She goes around 2 defenders, curls around. She's double teamed, and a foul called. Sutton Douglas will go to the free throw line. Southeast may have found their mismatch inside, spacing the floor and letting Sutton Douglas go one-on-one, or in that case, even one-on-2.
Yeah, and Devin, you're right. And I see right now, like a lot of Scott City fans are saying the arms are up, and they were. Hands were straight up, but it's the body. I mean, Sutton does such a good job just creating that space. She's so powerful down low. Go to the free throw line, misses the first.
Sutton Douglas with 4 points. First free throw missed on this trip. She will get another one. The game for Southeast of Saline. Junior will try her second free throw. That's also missed. Viales, though, gets the rebound for Southeast of Saline. Here's a near steal, though Feldman, who's just back into the game, has it. She plays it to Pearson. 1:02 left to go here before halftime. Douglas with it now. She's out along the three-point line. Lost the basketball. Scott City comes away with it. Beavers are off and running. Down the right-hand side, Samuelson is back. Now they're looking for help. They missed the layup. Douglas clearing the board. And they're going to say it's a jump ball situation. It'll go to Southeast of Saline. Boy, that official on the baseline sure didn't give that much of a chance.
No, he didn't. But what happened right there is Kai did a great job busting her butt back, and so did every other Trojan right there. Douglas was so far behind, just continued to put her head down, continued to run. She created that opportunity for Southeast.
Pearson has it. We'll see if Southeast wants to exhaust the rest of this clock. 38 seconds left to go. I've seen them run more time to end the half. Here's Pearson with it. Lost the basketball. She gets it back, though. Plays it to Samuelson. Clock down to 30. Feldman has it now to Douglas, and a bump over there on the baseline. Scott City has exceeded the limit in fouls, and Sutton Douglas now will go to the free throw line. Kaylee Felker with another foul. That is number 2.
Well, and Devin, that's what Sutton can do, right? Like we talk about her post play, but she can also draw you outside. And with Sutton's athleticism, it's going to create a mismatch. If you're going to bring a big out on her, Sutton can drive to the basket right there. You saw that Felker just couldn't stay up with her. And Sutton's rewarded with 2 free throws. She's a great job attacking, drawing that foul.
Got the first free throw to go. That's good news for Southeast of Saline because between Douglas and Samuelson, they left 4 straight points on missed free throws at the free throw line. Douglas will get another one here. See if she can get that one to go. That one's going to be an air ball. 22-20. Southeast of Saline has a 2-point lead. 27.9 seconds left to go here before the intermission. Scott City gets it in. Here they come with Avery Lewis. She'll play it off to the right. Now back over to Peyton Gentry has it. Now to the left. Clock down to 15. Drive to the baseline. Now they kick it back out. Here's a shot put up, and it's good, and it's high game. Avery Lewis has 11. Here's Pearson at the buzzer, and it goes between the rim and the backboard, and no good. 22-22 is our score. We are all tied up at halftime, and it's the first time this year that Southeast has had a tie game at the intermission. It's the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. When we come back, we'll check scores from across the area. Also have numbers from the first half and get you caught up on Sterling Tournament bracket action. All tied up at 22 points apiece here at halftime on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
At Maury Clinic Sports Medicine, we are available when you need us most. I'm Dr. Andrew Westbrook, and I am the sports medicine physician at Maury Clinic. I see patients of all ages and help them come back stronger than ever. From broken bones to joint pain, my team and I are committed to help you do more. For those with sports injuries, come see us at our sports medicine walk-in clinic Monday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Prevent, recover, and strengthen so you can perform your best. Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Make your move with confidence.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Welcome back to the Equity Bank broadcast booth at Sterling College. Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith. We are at halftime, 22 points apiece between southeast of Saline and Scott City. Let's go over scoring for you. First half numbers brought to you by the Bank of Tesket. Let's first check in on southeast of Saline. Kaya Samuelson leads the way. She has 8 points. She scored all 8 of those in the first quarter. 5 points for Sutton Douglas, 4 points for Abba Pearson, 3 points for Reese Heinrich, and 2 points for Addison Rohr. For Scott City, they're being led by Avery Lewis with 11 for Kendall Gentry, 3 for Kendall Gentry, 3 for Mackenzie Metzger, 2 for Krissa Irvin, 2 for Megan Trout, and a free throw for Peyton Gentry. Southeast of Saline doing something that's really uncharacteristic this season for the Lady Trojans, and that's missed free throws. They had no free throw attempts in the first quarter, and they went 2 of 8 in the second quarter. Scott City 3 of 4 in the first half from the free throw line. For southeast of Saline, from the turnover count, they had 7 turnovers in the first half. Scott City with 5. Once again, 22 all here at the break. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, scores from across the area. On the halftime report, it's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories here on KINA.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Trojan fans, it takes fuel to win the day. When you're following our team to show that purple pride, fill your tank with gas and diesel as you're coming or going at our 24/7 pumps. And be sure to stop to get the energy you need with a hot cup of New England coffee or cocoa, or grab a slice of your favorite Hunt Brothers pizza and snacks. Assyria Oil and Hardware is proud to support the southeast of Saline community. Located at the corner of Center and Main in Assyria, we'll fill you up.
For over 30 years, Ryan Roofing has been the area's leader in commercial roofing installation. Over 10 million square feet of Duralast roofing. Now, Ryan Roofing is expanding their expertise to the residential properties to better serve you and your home. Shingles, windows, siding, and gutters. Call Ryan Roofing in Salina today for a free roof assessment and get the expert advice you need. Ryan Roofing, serving commercial businesses in the area for over 30 years and now working for you on your residential property.
The Trojans are experts in precision passes, and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
During the winter months, we all rack up a lot of miles, especially following the SES basketball and wrestling teams. Isaacson Truckline is a proud supporter of the Southeast Trojans and wants to remind everyone to be safe on the roads this season. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truckline.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan Sports Program.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here at Sterling College inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth, Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith as we take a check at the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Some scores to pass along to you. Abilene girls got another victory. They beat Great Bend today 47-40 at the Salina Invitational Tournament. Also, the Republic County boys lost the Wichita Classical 44-38. Southeast of Saline boys got fifth. They will finish the Sterling Tournament 2-1. They beat Smoky Valley for the second time this season, 48-32. And speaking of Republic County, they're going to be one of the schools that will be in-house next week on the campus of Southeast of Saline. That will be the next games for Southeast of Saline, as they will get to re-experience and get familiar with their home court for being on the road for 2 straight weeks. Southeast of Saline will play Republic County at home on Tuesday. Then on Thursday, they'll have a makeup game at home against Minneapolis. Then they'll round out the week with a game at home against Ellsworth. So a couple of big celebrations going on this week on the campus of Southeast of Saline. And, of course, get on social media and see what all's going on there. I believe the Shriners will be in town for one of those games to present a formal invitation to Tucker Thaxton for the Shrine Bowl. And then I heard that somewhere along the line, maybe a banner has came in also. So that'll be presented this coming week at Southeast of Saline. So we haven't been at home for a while, Tyler, but a big week coming up next week on the campus of SES.
Yeah, it's such a cool week to celebrate the successes that Southeast Saline had on the football field. And I would love to see a study to see what happens when you have football success and how that just bleeds into the entire school. And you talk about a one-building school, you talk about a 3A school, where I know that every single Friday my daughters wore purple because it was a Friday football night. Yeah. I coached football at another high school, but they were wearing purple every single night. It's so much fun to see kind of how that just bleeds all the way down to the younger kids.
22-22, our score here. This has been a back and forth game. Scott City started out, they led it 5-2 early on, or 5-3, excuse me, and then Southeast came back. They built that lead up to 5. They went on an 8-0 run, built that lead to 9. Then Scott City hits a three-pointer right before the end of the quarter. It was 15-9 at the end of the first. Scott City carried that momentum into the second quarter, came back, took a 1-point lead. Then Southeast of Saline would take a 2-point lead, and then Scott City would tie it up there right before the buzzer going into halftime. We have split 44 points straight down the middle. What do you see on this? Just from my perspective, looks like Southeast of Saline struggling for a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of continuity on the offensive end. What do you think about that?
Well, I think Scott City is doing to Southeast what Southeast normally does when they have success. Right now, Southeast is not winning the turnover battle. They're not winning the rebound battle, and they're not winning the free throw percentage battle. And that's what's keeping Scott City in this game. I mean, just free throws alone, Southeast right now is 2 for 8. Scott City's 2 for 3. Rebounds. Scott City's getting far too many offensive rebounds, getting far too many opportunities to extend that possession. And let's go back to the football analogy. Anytime that you can, offensive rebounds to me are like third down conversions. Anytime that you can get a defensive rebound, it just shuts everything down. But if you give somebody an offensive rebound, that's a third down conversion. That means you get another opportunity with the basketball, and then you put in turnovers, rebounds, and free throw percentages. That's something that we normally see Southeast winning that battle. They're not winning all 3 of those. All 3 of those battles they're losing. The good news is, Devin, still tied 22-22. I mean, that's what gives this a championship game feel. You're putting your nails to the ground right now. You're fighting your tail off. You're not playing your best basketball yet. Still 22-22. Let's see what the second half has to offer.
Scott City will start out with the basketball. Southeast of Saline on defense. As we start third quarter action, you can watch this game along with the radio broadcast on SalinaPost.com. That is brought to you, and it has been brought to you all week long here from Sterling by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Scott City just had a ball roll out of the lane. They were able to pick it up, though, and save that possession. They'll return it back to the left-hand side. Looking inside, Trout was posting up. Now she's going to step out as she switches spots with a guard. Here's a jumper in the middle of the paint. That is no good, and that ball bounced off maybe 4 different players before it found its way out of bounds on the baseline. Last touch by a Southeast player, and it will stay here with the Beavers.
Well, Devin, Scott City's doing a great job cutting once they get a post player stuck with the basketball. Those backdoor cuts are just destroying Southeast right now.
Here's a drive into the paint. Shut off there was Krissa Irvin. She'll play it back out now. Piper Fox. Big pass over the left-hand side. Three-pointer on the way. That is off the rim, off the top corner of the backboard, and then into the hands of Kaya Samuelson. Here comes the freshman. She works her way back to the middle of the floor across the Warrior logo here at Sterling College. Pearson now with it. She'll fire it left to Rohr. Now inside, Sutton Douglas, and there it is again. Sutton going to work on that left-hand side, one-on-one. Gets that spin on the basketball, Tyler, and it touches the glass and goes right in. And
well, it's almost like Coach Shauna Smith was listening to our radio broadcast. Like she sees the weakness as well. She sees where the strength can be from Southeast, and Sutton Douglas posting up.
Here's a foul down low. Scott City trying to do the same thing on the right-hand side of the basket. The foul will go against Addison Rohr. That is her first. Nobody in foul trouble for Southeast of Saline. Oh, and they're going to call this a shooting foul. Avery Lewis shooting 2. First one is up and good. 12 points for her so far. Second free throw on the way. It's also good.
Yeah, and you've seen a very clean game defensive for both teams. Very well officiated. Like they're letting them play, but they're calling the obvious fouls. Just 2 well-coached teams are playing defense very well.
Douglas inside, kicks it out to Pearson. Now they swing it around. Samuelson ends up with it. Back inside to Douglas, and she's getting mugged from behind. Megan Trout will take on this foul.
And again, it's Sutton's just powerful presence down there. She did a great job creating that space. When that space is all of a sudden occupied by Trout, there's no other thing you can do than blow the whistle and call a foul on Trout.
Lob pass up high to Douglas. She'll hand it off to Samuelson. Kick out now to Pearson. Abba wants to get into the paint. Has to spin off a defender. Now she goes back at it. Shuffles it off here to Sutton Douglas. Now to Samuelson. She gets into the paint. Big step to the left. Shot up, no good. Ball squirts free. Rush to the sideline. Samuelson saves it. Into the hands of Heinrich. Back inside Douglas. Turnaround shot, good. Sutton Douglas again. That time on the right-hand side of the basket, but she turned to the middle of the paint and got the left-hand baby hook.
Well, and a nifty pass from Heinrich to even get there. And just zero angle on that pass. Just great confidence from Heinrich to know that Douglas can make that catch.
Three-pointer by Scott City's Kendall Gentry. That's going to be cleaned up on the rebound. Addison Rohr has it. Here comes Southeast of Saline. Pearson. Now Rohr. Rohr wanted to go back inside. Douglas is still in there. Now Sutton has the basketball. Another left-handed baby hook. That one crawls off. No good. Nobody rebounding from the outside there for Southeast. Here's Scott City now in transition. They're going at it. Here's a jumper from the bubble. That's no good for the Beavers, and Reese Heinrich will pull it out. Reese is a machine inside. I love watching her rebound.
She is, and Devin, I would argue that a lot of times if the player gets that defensive rebound right there, it's going to be tied up. She just ripped it away. It's a great job from the freshman.
Addison Rohr that time, leaning on a defender leaning on her, and the ball squirts free out of bounds on the baseline. That's the first turnover for Southeast of Saline here in this third quarter. Rohr and Heinrich will come out. Reagan Duran and Annabelle Viales will check into the game. 26-24, Southeast of Saline.
And we're seeing the rotations happen, not because anybody's doing anything bad, just keeping people fresh as you can, keeping nice, strong legs underneath you, because you know this thing's going to go down to the final whistle.
Three-pointer on the right-hand side. Avery Lewis continues to pour it on. She has 16 points. She wasn't even close to that in any of the first 2 tournament games for Scott City. Viales has it right-hand side. She'll drive baseline. Now kick it out opposite side of the floor to Duran. Excuse me, that's Samuelson. Samuelson dipping into the free throw line. Little give and go. Give the assist to Abba Pearson. And the basket to Kaya Samuelson. That was the precision ag pass of the game.
Oh, it looked like Jacobson to Thaxton right there. Just the touch and the precision on that pass, and a great catch for the finish. Fantastic from Southeast.
Another three-point attempt by Lewis. That's no good. Ball out of bounds, and it will go to Southeast of Saline. A rebounding foul will be called here on Scott City. It's on Kendall Gentry. That pass inside for the Kaya Samuelson two-pointer, brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag. Sutton Douglas comes out. Reese Heinrich back into the game. So Southeast going to go a little smaller here with Pearson and Viales patrolling the inside. Now Pearson will step out to the three-point line. Maybe a mismatch happening here with a guard-heavy lineup, and I say that with tongue-in-cheek as Pearson is the Swiss Army knife on this team. Here's Duran trying to score over two defenders, and she will be fouled. This will be a foul on Kaylee Felker.
I think it's going with Fox.
It is Fox, excuse me. That'll be the second on Piper Fox.
And Duran's just sneaky, right? Sneaky athletic. We talk about this all the time. It's her length, not super tall, but right there just elevates right there, draws the contact. A great job from Duran to get herself to the free throw line.
Reagan Duran misses the free throw on the first attempt. She has a second one coming. 28-27, Southeast of Saline. They lead it by 1. Almost halfway through the third period. 4:08 left to go here in the third. Reagan's second free throw. Got that one to go. 1 of 2 at the free throw line. That's Reagan Duran's first basket of the game. She is the 6th Southeast of Saline player to score in this contest. 29-27 Southeast. Here's a ball deflected, nearly taken away by Viales. Now it squirts free off a Scott City player and out of bounds. Annabelle created all that chaos
100%.
On the inside.
And she stayed straight up. Then she went after a loose ball. Looks like she created a lot of contact. She didn't create any of the contact. She stood her ground. That's just a great hustle play from Viales to create that turnover.
Southeast of Saline has it back here. Duran, left-hand side, Samuelson. Kyle wants to drive baseline. Gets a little defender bump. Plays it to Reagan Duran, and she is going to be tied up down low. Arrow will keep it with Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, good look right there. Samuelson drives baseline. Nice cut from Duran. Just a difficult catch. There's a lot of Scott City defenders there, but I like the eyes and the imagination from Samuelson to throw that pass.
Pearson open on the backside of the inbounds, but the ball got deflected coming in. She had to save it. Now she'll play it out to Reagan Duran for 3. Hit the front of the rim. Boy, that thing was dead on. Just didn't have quite the juice on it to go in the hole. Here comes Scott City now back the other way. 3:28 left to go in the third. Scott City trailing Southeast of Saline by 2. Here's the top of the key 3 that's up and in. Peyton Gentry with a 3. That's her first field goal. She has 4 points and a timeout called by Scott City. It's a 30-second timeout. We will step aside. 3:19 left to go here in the third. Scott City 30, Southeast 29 on KINA.
Whether on the field, rating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team, just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 50 years of combined service. If you need help staying active, or maybe you just want to discuss the newest techniques and services that Salina Ortho provides, or you want to see one of their trusted physicians, visit salinaortho.com. Come see Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
You can make the case Scott City's three-point shooting is keeping them in this contest. They have hit 5, 2 of them here in this quarter. Southeast of Saline, however, they have 4. The only difference is Southeast of Saline's trays came early in this game. They hit 3 of the 4 in the opening quarter of play. Now a backdoor cut up high to Kaya Samuelson. Her and Reese Heinrich cannot connect, and it goes out of bounds. It's the second turnover for Southeast here in this quarter.
Yeah, just tried a little backdoor cut right there, but good defense from Scott City.
Well, Scott City just got away with a traveling violation up top of the circle. Now a rebound down low off of a miss and a stick back that is up and in.
And that's a great finish from Weathers. Weathers just kind of, it looked like Southeast jumped a little bit too early. Weathers just went up higher than everybody else. Nice offensive rebound and finish from Weathers.
Biggest lead in a while for Scott City. They're up by 3, 32-29. Here's Heinrich beating the defense, and she scores. Reese Heinrich scores a basket and a timeout here by Southeast of Saline. Another 30-second timeout. This one belongs to the Lady Trojans. It's a 1-point advantage for Scott City as we step away for a quick timeout. Lady Trojan basketball here on KINA.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Back here at Sterling College, Devin Haney, Tyler Smith. in the Equity Bank broadcast booth watching a championship girls game here, Scott City and southeast of Saline. Scott City has the basketball and a 1-point lead. They go inside, lost the ball on the floor. It's going to be a loose ball foul, and it's going to be called against southeast of Saline. Kaya Samuelson will get the foul, and it is her first.
Yeah, unfortunately, Samuelson right there. She saw a loose ball. She did everything you want her to do as a coach, but just like Scott City snatched the basketball up right before she got there. It's a good call from the officials, but you don't fault Samuelson's hustle right there.
Scott City on the inbounds. Here's the drive, left-hand side, and a beautiful left-handed layup put in by Katie Weathers. Said the sophomore off the bench was our leading bench contributor so far in this tournament, and now she has 4 straight points here.
Young Weathers, both times using that left hand, the natural lefty. I think sometimes you just kind of forget about that. Sometimes bench players, especially when they're left-handed, get lost in the scouting report. Great finish from Weathers.
Samuelson stuck up top. Now she'll find Heinrich. Reese gets her way to the keyhole. Now over to the left to Samuelson. Kaya on a spin move. Leaves it back out to Pearson. Abba Pearson all the way to the cup. She is fouled. Free throws coming up for Abba Pearson. She would not be denied on that drive.
And Devin, when Abba turns that corner, there's one gear, and she just goes. That's a great job from Abba. Super strong to the bucket. Now here's where Southeast has to improve at the charity stripe.
Kaylee Felker gets the foul for Scott City. That is her third. She's the first one to enter that realm in this game. Pearson's free throw is up, and it's off the mark.
And Devin, as a softball and baseball guy, I'm always like, a missed free throw is like an error, right? Like if you could, it doesn't matter what you did in your previous opportunities or free throw shots. It's all about the next one, the next one, the next one. Right now, Southeast has to continue focusing on the next one. Sooner or later, percentages will all average out, and you've just got to start hitting these shots.
Abba's second free throw attempt is on the way, and it rolls home. Southeast, though, they have left 8 points at the free throw line here in this game. They trail by 2, 34-32. Scott City with the basketball. 1:39 left to go here in the third. Here's a back-and-forth dribble up top by Kendall Gentry. Now she gives it up. Ball ends up inside for a shot that is bouncing off the rim, but a foul called down low that'll send Avery Lewis to the free throw line.
Yeah, looking right there, Duran just kind of lost track of where Lewis was. Lewis makes the cut. You can't lose track of Lewis. Lewis has got to be the one scorer. You've always got to know where she is. Duran just kind of lost track of her. Lewis, nice cut, goes to the free throw line.
Lewis misses the first free throw. That's her first free throw miss of the game. She is 2 of 3. She has been Scott City's leading scorer, though, in this game. She has 16 points. Second free throw on the way. Got that one to go. Now Scott City has expanded this lead. 35-32. Southeast of Saline trailing with the basketball. 83 seconds left to go here in the third period. Heinrich and Pearson hit each other. Now back to Pearson. Baseline jumper up. Too strong, no good. Battle for the rebound by the Scott City Beavers, but a traveling violation. Boy, with it coming down was Katie Weathers, and she was toppling down. Pitched the ball out on her way to the floor, but the official said she had already traveled with it. For Scott City, that's their first turnover of the second half.
And Devin, that's a big break for Southeast. So how do you take advantage of a big break? You've got to take advantage right here.
Douglas gets the inbounds, can't get the basket to go on the left-hand side, and she is turned away. Here comes Scott City. 64 seconds left to play here in the quarter. 35-32 and a double dribble violation on Scott City. Back-to-back turnovers now for the Beavers.
Yeah, and Pearson just applying on-the-ball pressure right there. Made it really difficult for Scott City. Just kind of got caught in, whether to pass to the baseline or back to the wing. Got caught holding the basketball, going to dribble again. Good perimeter defense from Abigail Pearson.
1:01 left to go. 35-32 to close out the quarter here. It's Addison Rohr, Sutton Douglas, Reagan Duran, along with Abba Pearson and Reese Heinrich. Heinrich with it up top. She goes to Sutton Douglas, standing in front of the Southeast bench. Sutton now up top to Abba Pearson, top of the circle. Abba finds an opening. She goes left-hand side. Can't finish with the left-hand runner. And the rebound comes down to Avery Lewis. Love the take there by Abba Pearson. Here's Lewis with it. She'll unload it on the right-hand side. Back into the hands of Kendall Gentry. Now high post entry to Megan Trout. Back out to Gentry for 3. She airballed it. It's going to be a fight for the rebound. Reagan Duran was holding off a Scott City player, and then somebody else for the Beavers came in and got the basketball. They work back to the paint, and a foul will be called inside. Free throws coming up for Scott City. Megan Trout will step to the free throw line where she's 2 of 2 in this game.
Yeah, one of those awkward plays on the baseline where I thought Duran was just trying to hold up the Scott City defender to make the offensive player from Scott City to make sure she's getting the offensive rebound because Duran was out of bounds herself. And all of a sudden, Scott City flew in and got the basketball. Very opportune, right place, right time for the Beavers.
Kaya Samuelson comes in for Reagan Duran. First free throw up and missed by Megan Trout. Second free throw on the way. Got that one. 3 of 4 from the free throw line. All 3 of her points have come from the stripe. 20 seconds left to go at the end of the third. Here's a pass denied as Samuelson was looking inside for Sutton Douglas. Scott City has it. They lead it by 4.
Yeah, right idea. Just poor execution. That pass needs to be where the open hand is, not where the guarded hand is.
Now a foul on the other end on Sutton Douglas. Megan Trout went right at her, and she will go back to the free throw line. Her third trip.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Again, Sutton was straight up, but it was the body that got her. Trout did a good job just getting her body into it, initiating that contact. Trout got herself to the free throw line with the use of her body.
That was a bad possession by Southeast with 20 seconds left to go to put Scott City in this possession here where they can shoot free throws, and another one made by Megan Trout. Not very often, though, will you see the baseline official let a defender hang on somebody's shoulder like that when an entry pass is coming in.
I agree, but I also saw that pass was just in an awkward spot.
Yep. Now a miss of a free throw and an offensive rebound by Scott City. Clock down to 1 and a deflection by Vialas will save the day and keep Scott City off the board. But the Beavers have extended their lead to 5, 37-32 as we're set up for a fantastic fourth quarter, and it's coming up next. Southeast of Saline, Lady Trojan Basketball from the Sterling Tournament presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach right off Crawford and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
Suit up for your next Southeast of Saline game day with Trojan gear from CopyCo. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more available off the rack or customized. At CopyCo, they offer all the printing and custom apparel you need at the prices and fast turnaround you've come to expect over the last 30 years as your local hometown print shop. Whether you're a diehard Trojan fan, a coach planning the next big event, or a business looking to sponsor the team, they've got everything you need to show your Southeast of Saline spirit. CopyCo, more than just a copy center, a proud sponsor of Southeast of Saline.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back to action here at Sterling College, starting the fourth quarter. It is Scott City with the basketball and a 5-point lead. Here's a steal by Abba Pearson and a foul that will stop this break. Abba came out of there with the basketball and a foul on the Beavers. That is Piper Fox reaching out and grabbing Abba there for her third foul.
And Fox definitely didn't mean to commit that foul, but what a smart foul by Fox because Abba had a wide open lane. She's going for a wide open layup. That foul, I think Scott City's, they're fine with.
37-32, Southeast of Saline trailing by 5. It's the biggest deficit of the game for the Lady Trojans. Here's Samuelson for 3.
Oh, wow.
They needed that one. Kaya Samuelson has a baker's dozen now. She has 13 points. That is her third 3 of the game. And Southeast of Saline is back within 2. And another called on the interior. This is probably Sutton Douglas again. It'll be her third. Boy, they are really attacking that right-hand side.
Yeah, they really are, and that's a nice entry pass, and Trout did a good job just catching the ball. And we talked about it earlier, just creating space. She set that up before the entry pass was there, just a good angle that Trout had.
They called it on Vialas. It's her first.
Okay.
Now the officials are going to talk about it. It could have gone on either one from my vantage point.
And from our perspective, we would prefer it on Vialas.
Yeah, just her first. First free throw is up and good for Megan Trout, who has not made a shot in this game from the floor. She has gotten nothing but free throws. That was her 5th. And she does not get number 6. Scott City player, along with Sutton Douglas, hit the ground like a hand grenade went off, and Vialas is the only one standing there. Now inside they go. Douglas being pushed to the baseline. They got to call a foul here. This will be on Trout. Boy, these two are going at it, aren't they?
They really are through at both ends of the court. This is great basketball. I mean, both teams are trying to attack weaknesses. There's not a lot of weaknesses on either team. You see the third right there on Trout. This is fun. This is championship basketball. This is where you grow.
38-35, Scott City. They lead it. Southeast of Saline with a baseline inbounds. Reese Heinrich set to pull the trigger. Looking for somebody available. She's running out of time. She goes to Heinrich on a weird angled pass. Samuelson now with a spin move. Heinrich went to Samuelson. I should have said there. Now to Viala. She's going to drive to the basket. Lost the ball.
Yeah.
Took a high bounce on her. And now Scott City has it going back the other way. Here's a three-pointer in transition. Off the back of the rim, no good. And it's going to be ran down by Kendall Gentry. Back inside, left-handed shot, up and good by Piper Fox.
Yeah, again, Fox just had Douglas sealed off right there, and it was just awkward. Everything was kind of going in the wrong direction for Southeast. Saw Fox with a big-time finish.
And Ava Pearson and Reese Heinrich gave them no time to rest in transition after that. Pearson ends up going to the rack hard, and she's going to draw the fourth foul on Kaylee Felker. It's a block. So Felker has 4. Pearson will step to the free throw line. Abba so far in this game, 5 points. First free throw is up and good, makes it 6. Weathers will come in for Felker. Pearson's second free throw, got them both. Maybe that'll start a streak here for Southeast of Saline, who has struggled from the free throw line in this game.
And Devin, you've seen Southeast have success get to the free throw line. Just how about you convert those? That's going to dictate how this game goes, especially with 3 team fouls already on Scott City with still 6.5 to go.
Down low to Fox, sweeping hook shot, won't go down. Sutton Douglas with the rebound. Off to Heinrich. Douglas hits the deck at half court. Southeast is down a man. There's Samuelson. She's going to go into a defender, and a blocking foul will be called on Piper Fox. That is number 4 for Piper Fox.
And that's one of those, I think Fox, she hit the ground hard, okay? And I think the official did a good job not letting that dictate what the call was. Fox didn't know where the ball was. Heinrich did a good job attacking. Fox had no idea where the ball was. She got hit with it. She went down hard. I appreciate an official didn't let the outcome dictate their call. I think from our perspective, it's a good call right there. The fourth foul on Fox.
I got to give kudos to Southeast of Saline. Yes, they did start the quarter with that three-pointer from Samuelson, but since then they have been totally focused on going to the rim. It is attack the rim. Here is Sutton Douglas off the inbounds. Heinrich finds her for 2. Sutton Douglas in double digits with 11. Give the assist on the inbounds to Reese Heinrich. Southeast of Saline within 1. 40-39, Scott City. 6 minutes left to go. Here's a hanging jumper up off the back of the rim. No good. Trout down there with Douglas, and they're going to call a foul on Douglas. For Sutton Douglas, it is her third.
And Douglas right there, that is a foul. Douglas is asking right there, and I appreciate the conversation she's trying to have. She said, my hand was just there. It just caught in an awkward spot. It was 2 post players fighting for the ball. Trout just wanted their unfortunate position for Douglas.
I'm not arguing that it isn't a foul. What I would suggest is it's not a shooting foul.
I would agree, because that ball's coming down. They're both going after it. That's an unfortunate call against Southeast.
That foul to me happened on the rebound, right? Nonetheless, Scott City gets the first free throw. Second free throw, no good, but they get their own rebound. Trout still looking for a first field goal. Missed that one. She gets her own offensive rebound, though. And, boy, Southeast of Saline just letting Scott City have too many opportunities here in the second half. There's a traveling violation now. Scott City will turn it over and give it back to Southeast. Turnovers in the second half are tied at 4 apiece.
Yeah, but it's the offensive rebounds. It's the lack of defensive rebounds. It's the offensive rebounds that Scott City's getting. Again, they just continue to get those third down conversions. Going back to that football analogy, they continue to extend possessions. You cannot let that happen. You've got to win that battle on the boards.
41-39, Scott City with a 2-point lead. Southeast of Saline with the basketball. It's Samuelson, Duran now into the game. Pearson, Rohr, and Sutton Douglas. 41-39, Beavers. Samuelson with it now, back to Rohr. Duran wanted to drive. She lost the basketball off her right leg and out of bounds. That's turnover number 5 in the half for Southeast of Saline, 12th of the game.
Yeah, great defense from Avery Lewis just on the basketball right there. Duran so quick, but Lewis took that baseline away. Duran just kind of got caught a little bit. Good defense. right there from Avery Lewis.
Southeast now needs to lean on their defense, and they don't have to. Another traveling violation for Scott City. Back-to-back turnovers on traveling violations here for Scott City.
And Devin, again, I can't express this enough right there. Duran makes a turnover. She could have hung her head. She could have done whatever. She continued to play on-the-ball defense. She created that travel right there. That's the growth you're looking for. Duran only a sophomore. We've said her name so many times the last 2 years. You might think she's a junior or senior. She's still growing every single possession.
Duran with it now to Pearson. Abel with it up top. She fires it off left-hand side to Rohr. Now it ends up with Samuelson. Now back to Duran. Reagan a little head and shoulder fake. Wants to get to the rim. Rises up. Shoots it over the rim. I love the take. She just couldn't finish it there off the backboard. Scott City back the other way. 41-39. They lead it by 2. Ball above her head. Kendall Gentry now in the corner. She finds Avery Lewis. Now they try to get it inside. And it's off the left hand of Reagan Duran and out of bounds. Reagan should have just let that go. I know you always try to save it if you can, but that ball should be in Southeast of Saline's custody right now. Instead, they're playing defense on the baseline. 4:35 left to go. Scott City with it. Back into Gentry. She's going to drive. Shot up, no good. Addison Rohr will get the rebound after it bounces on the deck. Here comes Kaya Samuelson. Wants to work her way back to the middle of the court. She'll play it right-hand side now to Duran. In the corner, Addison Rohr trying to get it. And the defender way too close for that as Mackenzie Metzger knocks it out of bounds.
And Devin, what I love about this game, you're seeing the defense just locked down, and it's both these coaches, just great defensive game plans. They're just throwing a couple more adjustments, telling their players to play a little bit more. Man, this is fun. Like, every possession is so valuable, so key for the last 4:19 of this game.
41-39, Scott City leading by 2. Southeast of Saline has the basketball. They have not led here in this fourth quarter. They had a 6-point lead back in the second, a 9-point lead in the first. We're going to get a 3-second in the lane call. First one of those I've seen of the tournament.
And you saw immediately that Bialis and Coach Smith looked at each other. They kind of just knew it, just kind of acknowledged it. That's a tough one, but, rules are rules, and it's a tough time to swallow that pill with 4 minutes to go in regulation.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, Scott City with it, leading by 2. It's been a while since we've had any points out at either end right now. Scott City with the basketball, working it around the perimeter. Wide open three-pointer, left-hand side. Lewis, though, passes it up. She'll play it back out to a teammate for 3. That's no good. Long rebound on the deck, and they're going to tap it back into the hands of Avery Lewis. There's a lob pass now, high post. Now back down low, a wide open Scott City player can get the shot to go down. Addison Rohr trying to fight off Scott City for the rebound. It's going to go to the arrow at the table, and it will give it to Southeast of Saline. Boy, Southeast fortunate there to dodge a bullet.
And Devin, you're seeing a lot of bodies on the floor, and I think this is the product of 3 games in 4 days. I mean, both teams are exhausted right now. They've given everything to get to this point right here. It's just who's going to fight through, who's going to make sure they rebound the ball, secure the basketball, not turn it over, and hit free throws.
Ooh. Ball goes out of bounds as Heinrich and the defender from Scott City both hit the deck.
And that would have been huge right there. Like, what do you do right there as the official? He could have called a foul. That would have been number 5 on Scott City as a team. He would have sent Heinrich to the free throw line. But that's just one of those calls. I don't think the ball went out on Scott City, but you didn't call a foul, so you have to give it to Southeast.
30-second timeout, Southeast of Saline. 3:17 left to go on this one. Southeast trails it by 2. Back with more Lady Trojan basketball on KINA.
And the second free throw is good. The Trojans have called timeout to make some important decisions.
Hi, fans. It's Winnell Garrettson from Salina Homes. In every game, there are lots of options to make the right play. And in real estate, the plays can be challenging. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing for the family, investing in rentals or commercial property, or selling land, I have the knowledge to help you win your real estate game. It's sure to be a slam dunk when I serve as your realtor. Buy or sell, call Winnell.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Abba Pearson will be the inbounder on the side inbounds. She finds Kaya Samuelson. 3:14 left to go. They come back to Reese Heinrich. She thought about a 3. Now looking down low, wants to drive to the basket on the baseline. Plays it back out to Samuelson. It's a 2-point Scott City advantage. Over to Abba Pearson, right-hand side. She'll go baseline, collect 2 defenders there, steps around the defender, gets around the defender, and scores. That is Abigail Pearson not taking no for an answer.
No, and defenders kept coming to help, and she was looking to pass, so they had to leave, and she did a great job just putting her head down. That's a big-time finish from the junior.
There were several hesitations in that dribble. There's a three-pointer that is missed, and it sticks to the hand of Abba Pearson. Here comes the junior now, telling her team to get on her back. We are tied at 41. Rohr has it. I'm not sure what happened to Kaya Samuelson, but she does not feel good right now. You can see the pain on her face. 2:23 left to go. Pearson with it, top of the circle. Ball above her head. Now she sweeps a crossover, comes back to the right. Now back left to Rohr. Addison, bounce pass inside to Douglas. Sutton goes to work. Back to Addison Rohr. She rises up for a shot. They're going to call a foul. It was a foul for Addison Rohr, I believe. Addison is the one going to the free throw line. It was a late whistle after that shot went up, but she was contacted, and that will be the 5th foul on Piper Fox.
And Devin, what a pass from Douglas to a cutting Rohr. We haven't seen that a lot, that high-low game. We've seen Southeast have success in that earlier on in the season, but right there, just a great, strong possession from Douglas. She sees a cutting Rohr, dishes the ball off, and Addison Rohr, always right place, always right time, goes up strong. A foul called on Piper Fox, her 5th.
And I love it, right, because Sutton is getting so much attention down on that left block. Addison can come and cut off of that, especially if her defender pays attention to Sutton Douglas. Free throw missed here by Addison Rohr. She'll have a second one coming up. And a chance to put Southeast out in front by 1. Up and it's good. 42-41, 2:08 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Championship game of the Sterling Invitational Tournament. Gentry has it. She'll unload it to the right. Now inside we go in a jump ball situation. The arrow will keep it with Scott City.
And Devin, it's Abigail Pearson just knowing the game. She was there for help side. She saw that ball go on the floor right there. Gets 2 hands on it.
Full timeout will take a 1:58 left to go in this one. It's a 1-point Southeast of Saline lead. The full timeout belongs to Scott City here on KINA.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
When crop and weather conditions are just right, you need to bale as much as you can, as fast as you can, all while putting up the highest quality product possible. Case IH round balers have the reputation as the hardest working balers in the business to consistently build dense bales with square shoulders that don't sag. No matter the crop or field condition, bale more with Case IH round balers. With easier maintenance and serviceability, you'll spend more time where it counts. In the field, baling hay. Ready to build a better bale? Contact Can Equip in Solomon.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Out of the timeout, Scott City got it in the middle of the lane to Megan Trout. Trout looked to kick it out, shuffled her feet. She gets tagged with a traveling violation.
And Devin, I hate to sound repetitive. Abigail Pearson, I mean, she was down there. She was playing great defense, just kind of backed off, created that turnover.
Here's Rohr with it in the keyhole. She has a Scott City player run right into her left shoulder. That Scott City player will pay the price as she hits the deck. Addison barely nudged. She did not seem bothered by that at all, and she will step to the free throw line as now Scott City, for the rest of this game, has exceeded their limit in fouls.
That looked like a Looney Tunes cartoon right there. I mean, Addison Rohr just stood her ground. She buries the first free throw. That's massive. Stood her ground, and a Scott City defender just run right into her. And Addison just kind of looked and was like, all right.
First free throw makes it. Second one, off the heel, no good. Pearson taps the rebound, but Scott City's going to pull it away. 2-point lead for Southeast of Saline. They've built that on Addison Rohr free throws here down the stretch. 43-41. Trout inside, goes right into 2 Southeast of Saline defenders. Referee saying she was grabbed on the arm, and a free throw trip coming up for Megan Trout. They give the foul to Addison Rohr.
And again, it looked like possession was straight up. There's a lot of body. you're starting to see where both teams value their buckets, right? You're seeing them pound the paint. There's good perimeter play from both teams, but they're pounding it right now. You see the first free throw go in from Trout.
This is the sixth free throw trip for Megan Trout in this game. She does not have a field goal. She's about 50-50 from the free throw line. Chance to tie the game here. And it rolls in. Trout has tied the game at 43. 1:30 left to go. 90 seconds on the board. Samuelson with it on the right wing. Has a defender with her. Now she takes one dribble. Plays it to Reese Heinrich. Heinrich now with a defender. She's going to turn the corner on her on the left-hand side. Stop on the baseline. Now looking for help. And a traveling violation on Reese Heinrich. A lot of contact there. It bumped Reese off her base. And she got tagged with a traveling violation that'll give the ball back to Scott City.
Yeah, now you want to see how the freshman responds, right? Like, again, self-corrector, very hard on herself. Let's see how she responds. A call that she didn't agree with, just put your, go back to work. Let's see what happens.
Lob pass over the top to Trout. It's going to be poked away by Rohr. They're going to call a traveling violation. Trout didn't have the basketball anyway. Yeah. That didn't matter. But the ball on the entry to Trout was tipped out of there by Addison Rohr. And it gives it back to Southeast of Saline. Yeah, each team has 7 turnovers here in the second half.
Yeah, that's a really tough call right there if you're a Scott City fan. Yeah, like you said, there was never possession established. Difficult call. Thought maybe just let the loose ball go, but nevertheless, Southeast Saline.
Kaya Samuelson now bumped out of bounds by a defender, and they call it a turnover. 8 turnovers for Southeast, and a timeout called for Scott City. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here and remind you the Southeast of Saline Booster Club helps bring you live events to help showcase their student athletes and build that purple power. It is always a great day to be a Trojan. Also, from ceiling to floor, wall to wall, products by Sage around campus on Southeast of Saline. You can get those same products for your home or office. Just go to sageselects.com, an office there in Salina. You can stop by and pick it up or order online. Once again, it's sageselects.com. Here's what you need to be careful for now, in my opinion, Tyler. In the stretch, there's 52.8 seconds left. It is a tie basketball game. Some coaches will lean to play for the last shot here. Even though there is a minute left, they'll take the clock down, and the worst thing that will happen to them is overtime. They take a last-second shot. If they don't get it, you go to overtime. You're in control because you have the ball.
Well, Devin, I think Scott City's going to go back to what we saw in the first possession. They're going to work the ball around, try to get the zone. If they can get an easy shot somewhere, get a back cutter, they're going to go with it. But they're so disciplined with their offense. Yeah, they'll run clock off unintentionally, just looking for that open cutter.
Their main target has been Megan Trout. She's come from the high post, crashing to the block. She's at the free throw line right now in that high post area. Scott City doing exactly what we thought. They're taking the clock down. Now it's down to 28. They fire it back up top. Now down low. It's going to be tipped, nearly taken away. Now they're going to try a 3 off the rim. No good. Inside. Trout with the rebound, and she's fouled.
Man, Trout's been so tough down there. Again, a slew of Trojans just down there trying to get the rebound, but it's Trout who comes away with it.
Addison Rohr gets her 4th foul. Megan Trout back to the free throw line. It's her 7th trip to the line. Free throw is up, and it's good.
And Devin, you can look at this in any perspective you want, but I would rather have the basketball than playing defense. You're down 2, let's go to work as that second free throw goes.
Those free throws, maybe her best-looking free throws of the night. She made them both, and now a timeout for Southeast of Saline with 16 seconds left to go. We will take a quick 30 and then come back for the conclusion of this one. Southeast with the ball, trailing by 2 on KINA.
Hi, this is Angela Gephardt from the Bank of Tustin, and I'm still cheering on SES Trojans. Just like a great basketball team, we're here to assist, pass, and score big with you with our lineup of winning banking products. Whether you're looking to save with our traditional high-yield savings account, earn with Kasasa-free checkings, or secure your future with competitive loan options, we've got the tools to help you slam dunk your financial goals. Stop by one of our branches or visit Bank of Tuskett to learn more. The Bank of Tuskett, member FDIC.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
16 seconds left to go in this one. It's been a dandy. These two teams have played within a box of 14 points all night. Scott City's biggest lead is 5. Southeast of Saline's biggest lead is 9, but that was way back in the first quarter. 16 seconds left here. Scott City leads it by 2. Southeast with the basketball. If there's a tie-up and we have to check the arrow, it belongs to Southeast. Reese Heinrich with the basketball. Now to Samuelson. Douglas has it. Back to Heinrich. Clock down to 9. Here's Samuelson. Trying to 3. It got deflected. Scott City takes it away. Southeast has to foul here, and they get a foul with 4 seconds left. Southeast was going for the win, and a Scott City Beaver put their hand out and deflected that shot as it was coming up for Kaya Samuelson, and she was unable to do anything with it. She lost the basketball out of bounds to avoid a travel, and now Scott City will go to the line.
Yeah, they're having good defense from Scott City. So we talked about if they're going to go for the win or try to go. I like that opportunity, but that's the one where Kaya, if there's defense on you, attack. Go to the rim. Go see what you can do. If the first free throw's missed, you're still in this basketball game. It's still a one-possession game.
Southeast still alive here. They have to rebound on this second attempt.
And that's been a problem tonight. Rebounding on free throws has not been great for Southeast tonight.
4 seconds left. Whatever happens here, if Southeast gets the ball or a make, I believe there's a timeout coming for Southeast. See what Gentry can do. Got the free throw to go. And now it's a 3-point deficit and a full timeout. We'll step aside. Let's take a quick 30 here. 46-43 Southeast. Try to close it out and tie it when we come back.
Visit Suburban Appliance Center in Salina to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash, thanks to the 2-in-1 removable agitator. With a flexible capacity, you can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items like jeans. Shop now at Suburban Appliance Center and get twice the washer you have at home. Suburban Appliance Center in Salina, located at 1900 South 9th Street, or check them out at suburbanappliancecenter.com.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
4 seconds left to go. 46-43. Scott City leading by 3. Southeast of Saline has to go the distance of the court with 4 seconds left. You always play the game here. If you're Scott City, do you foul on purpose? They're down by 3. Put them at the free throw line. See what happens. But I think with 4 seconds left, you play the odds here. If you're Scott City, you see what Southeast can do here. 4 seconds left. Sutton Douglas will be the inbounder. She gets it in, middle of the floor to Pearson. Pearson turns and squares up. She has time. Here's a three-pointer, top of the circle at the buzzer, and it goes off the heel to the right-hand side. I think Ava Pearson cannot complain about that look. Southeast of Saline got a three-pointer at the top of the circle to try to tie that game. You can't complain about the look, but man, it just glances off to the right. And Southeast of Saline takes second place at the Sterling Invitational Tournament. Scott City now will take first, 46-43. When we come back, postgame is brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. We'll go over scoring in this game and also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. Scott City's your Sterling Tournament champions. Southeast of Saline was second place here on KINA.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Happy New Year to you and your family from Vernon Jewelers. 2025 is the start to our 141st year in business. Looking back, we have had the pleasure of serving a lot of special people and making great memories. Even better, we look forward to seeing our current customers as well as many new faces in the new year. Remember, we're not old, we're just really good at what we do. Look for the iconic Vernon Jewelers sign on Santa Fe in downtown Salina. Vernon Jewelers, where it's little things that matter since 1884.
Hi, this is Angela Gephardt from the Bank of Testa, and I'm still cheering on SES Trojans. Just like a great basketball team, we're here to assist, pass, and score big with you with our lineup of winning banking products. Whether you're looking to save with our traditional high-yield savings account, earn with Kasasa-free checkings, or secure your future with competitive loan options, we've got the tools to help you slam dunk your financial goals. Stop by one of our branches or visit Bank of Testa to learn more. The Bank of Testa, member FDIC.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local, family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
During the winter months, we all rack up a lot of miles, especially following the SES basketball and wrestling teams. Isaacson Truckline is a proud supporter of the Southeast Trojans and wants to remind everyone to be safe on the roads this season. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truckline.
The Trojans are experts in precision passes, and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
Trojan fans, it takes fuel to win the day. When you're following our team to show that purple pride, fill your tank with gas and diesel as you're coming or going at our 24/7 pumps. And be sure to stop to get the energy you need with a hot cup of New England coffee or cocoa. Or grab a slice of your favorite Hunt Brothers pizza and snacks. Assyria Oil and Hardware is proud to support the southeast of Saline community. Located at the corner of Center and Main in Assyria. We'll fill you up.
Time now for the Trojan postgame show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Back here on postgame, it's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. After a really good championship game, here was a low-scoring defensive affair. Scott City ends up getting their first Sterlinger Invitational Championship, 46-43 over southeast of Saline. Checking final numbers for you now. Brought to you by the Bank of Tesket. Kaya Samuelson, 13 points for southeast of Saline. Sutton Douglas with 11. 9 for Abba Pearson. Also 5 for Reese Heinrich and 4 for Addison Rohr. A single point for Reagan Duran. For Scott City, they were led 17 points for Avery Lewis, also in double digits. Megan Trout, 10 points, all from the free throw line in this game. 4 points for Kendall Gentry, 4 points for Peyton Gentry, 4 points for Katie Weathers, 3 points for Mackenzie Metzger, and 2 points for Piper Fox. Southeast of Saline, really one thing that hampered them that has been a strength is their free throw line shooting. Tyler, they went 8 of 18 from the free throw line in this game. They got outscored by 7 points at the free throw line as Scott City went 15 of 22. I believe, I'll have to go back and confirm it and look at my notes, but I believe this is the first game this season that Southeast of Saline has shot under 50% at the free throw line.
Yeah, like you said, that's been one of their strengths, and that's been something they do such a good job. You know, we oftentimes talk about how they fall in love with the three, but they do that, and all of a sudden the defense extends, and they'll attack, and they'll get themselves to the free throw line. Tonight couldn't convert, and like you're saying, that's one of the first times, under 50%, but I think also one of the first times we've seen this season where they didn't win the free throw battle. It didn't happen. It's one of those things, like, you want to point your fingers at so many things, but it was an uncharacteristic moment, and the margin for this Southeast Saline team, the margin for error is not great. You know, I mean, there's no 20-point score that's going to come in night and out. You're going to need contributions from a lot of people, and you've got contributions, but you've got to have those contributions when the clock is off and nobody's guarding you.
46-43, our final score. Turnover stories. Southeast with 15 turnovers. Scott City with 12. And once again, it's a 46-43 victory for the Scott City Beavers, who now on a little bit of a run. As I said, when this tournament was seeded, they were 3-5. They will exit here 7-5 now, winners of 4 in a row. Southeast of Saline finally has their 7-game winning streak broken, but they'll get a chance to start that one back up with 3 straight home games. Coming up next week on the campus of Southeast of Saline, they will go Tuesday against Republic County, Thursday against Minneapolis, and Friday against Ellsworth. All of those games will be at home for the Lady Trojans and Shauna Smith. Our Vernon Jewelers gems of the game tonight will go with Abba Pearson and Kaya Samuelson. Those two Lady Trojans were voted to the all-tournament team. So Abba, the junior, Kaya, the freshman on the all-tournament team. They are the Vernon Jewelers gems of the game. And a 46-43 victory for Scott City. As I said, Southeast of Saline's next action will be at home on Tuesday as they play Republic County. Don't forget about the high school basketball scoreboard show tonight. I'm sure a lot of tournament action that will be wrapped up and scores from across the state of Kansas That runs for a full hour from 10 until 11 o'clock. That will happen on KINA here tonight. It's brought to you by Salina Surgical Hospital and, of course, AFC Championship game coming your way Sunday here on KINA and 99 KG as well. Southeast of Saline, a good run here in the Sterling tournament. They will take second place as Scott City wins the championship 46-43 for Brian Dennett, providing live stream video all week long. Also, Tyler Smith here with me as well. My name is Devin Haney. I want to thank Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine for helping provide tournament coverage from Sterling here during tournament week on KINA.